KA3 Senior Light for Roberts Builders and Remo Racing, the Army engines. The grid for this one to start on the pole position will be Chris Alexopoulos, and alongside him it'll be Riley George. Brocklin Parker and Andrew Hollis to start on the second, ahead of Rio Campbell and Daniel Malcolm. Tabitha Ambrose and Acacia McEachran in an all-girl squad on the fourth row. Callum Newton and Georgia Morgan ahead of Lily Kane and Brock Fewens. 8 laps on the board. Alexopoulos and also George to renew hostilities here in Heat 3 of KA3 Senior Light. Alexopoulos gets round. George slots into second position. Parker's on 3, but he had a little bit of overlap from Hollis, who can't make it stick. Rio Campbell tucked in behind in position at number 5. Acacia McEachran next through. Daniel Malcolm, who's driving well. Tabitha Ambrose will be the next cart through. Georgia Morgan, Callum Newton, Brock Fewens. Well, Newton's actually been overtaken by Fewens and also Kane. So Newton rounding out the field, currently in position 12. So the first lap in the books here in KA3 Senior Medium. It's Alexopoulos, the leader, from Riley George. Brocklin Parker sits in position number 3. So Parker in 3 as they go down into the railway corner. Hollis behind Campbell, McEachran. And just behind McEachran it's Daniel Malcolm. Tabitha Ambrose staying in touch with that lead pack as well. The next cart through is Morgan. As they go down the back chute now, Brock Fewens, Lily Kane under pressure from Newton, who slides up the inside. But Kane goes very deep, it's going to run wide, which is going to give the position to Newton. But things really starting to bunch up and heat up at the front of the order. It's Alexopoulos, George and Parker. They're bunching up further and tighter. Here comes Parker on the inside of George. I think George will get a better run on the high side of the track, and he does. So they've got to be careful they don't impede each other and they lose touch there with Alexopoulos, who isn't going to need any invitation to skip away here. But Andrew Hollis in that Thomas 7 Motorsport kart in P4, of course usually turning the spanners on the Chris Thomas kart, now we're out driving as they come through the infield section. Rio Campbell and Acacia McEachran, who's been very quick this weekend. Daniel Malcolm's doing well, as is Tabitha Ambrose just behind. They come through the final turn now, onto the main straight. And Alexopoulos, he skipped out a little bit, but Riley George is starting to reel him back in, and Brocklin Parker's going with him. So it just proves one little half attempt at a pass. Cost them touch there with the leader. So Alexopoulos, a 44.777 last time pass. So he put 2/10 on George and a 1/10 on Brocklin Parker, but the gap appears to be shrinking again. So you'd say right back to Tabitha Ambrose in 8th. They're all in touch here in this battle. There's not a lot in it. And then Morgan and also Fewens. So Fewens is having a good run in this one. Goes round the outside. So Brock Fewens has moved up a couple of positions. He's up to position number 9. So the front two have just put a little bit of margin into Brocklin Parker as they come down the short straight into railway. So it's Alexopoulos, Riley George now fastest lap of the race with a 44.539. Absolutely nothing in the lap times there with those front two. Oh, Hollis runs a little bit wide, invites Rio Campbell in for a nibble. So onto the straight once more. It's Christopoulos, Riley George. So it's Christopher Alexopoulos from Riley George, Parker, Hollis, Campbell into Canteen, McEachran and Malcolm and Ambrose. Fewens, Morgan and Newton with Lily Kane rounding out the field as she comes into turn number 1. But back to the front two have absolutely skipped away now. So Alexopoulos and George have got some track position. Oh, a little bit of a contact over the back chute between Acacia McEachran and also Daniel Malcolm invites Tabitha Ambrose in for a crack at McEachran. So Malcolm shuffled back. Here comes Ambrose, last corner move on McEachran. Can't quite get it done, so good racing there, back in the pack a little bit further. Daniel Malcolm's right involved in that too. So it's Alexa Poulos, your leader, on the second last lap. George sits in P2. Great battle. Hollis has now got ahead of Brocklyn Parker. Rio Campbell's there with them. And then you've got McEachran. Oh, Malcolm got into the back there of Ambrose. A little bit of saluting going on as they get back into it. So it's allowed Acacia McEachran to skip away just a fraction. Down the straight, you've got Alexa Poulos and Riley George. The front two well clear. Andrew Hollis on his P plates on the last lap now leads Brocklyn Parker. It looks like the weather's about to start coming back in again. So down they go onto the back chute. Alexa Poulos has done everything he's needed to do. Riley George sits in position 2. Hollis in a podium position at the moment in heat number 3 of the KA3 Senior Light. Parker under pressure from Campbell as they come down the back straight. McEachran clear. Then it's Ambrose and Malcolm with Tewins giving chase, but the checkered flag drops for Chris Alexa Poulos. George home in second. Hollis, Parker, Campbell, McEachran, Ambrose and Malcolm. Brock Tewins, good drive there from Brock. Next car through is the Georgia Mason ahead of Cal Newton. And Lily Kane rounds out the field. That was KA3 Senior Light for Roberts Builders, Remo Racing and Iami Engines.